Central High School in Springfield, Missouri, was not like other schools. It stood as a monolith of history, with its ancient brick tower looming over the city. Stories of hauntings whispered through generations. But tonight, a group of friends would learn the truth for themselves. They entered the silent halls under the cover of night. Moonlight filtered through barred windows, casting long, eerie shadows. The air felt heavy, as if the building had a presence, watching them, waiting. Nervous, yet excited, the group ventured deeper into the school, unaware of the terror that awaited them. An hour passed. The group had begun to think the stories were just myths, but as they stood in the empty gym, the silence shattered. A chair flew across the room, crashing into the wall with violent force. And then came the cockroaches, hundreds of them, crawling and scuttling across the floor like a living wave. Panic set in. They fled to the stairwell, desperate to escape the swarming insects. The cold concrete walls pressed in on them as they climbed. But something was wrong. Heavy footsteps echoed from above, slow and deliberate. Whatever was making those footsteps, it was coming for them. The group found refuge in a classroom, but safety was an illusion. Inside, chaos had erupted. Desks and chairs were flung against the walls, dented and broken. Sarah was huddled in the corner, sobbing uncontrollably, while Rich staggered toward the window, muttering that he had to jump, that he had to die. It was as if the room itself had turned against them. They had to get out. Dragging Sarah and Rich along, they ran back into the hallway, but the school wasn't done with them. The doors along the hall slammed shut, then burst open again, as if something unseen was toying with them. The building felt alive, angry, violent. Escape was the only option. They pushed their way through the doors and stumbled into the night. The cold air hit their faces, but they didn't feel safe. As they ran toward their cars, one of them looked back. In the highest window of the old brick tower, a figure stood motionless, watching. It knew they had seen it, and they would have to return to school on Monday. Driving away from the school, they felt the weight of what had just happened. The dark road stretched endlessly before them, but even as they left the school behind, the feeling lingered, the sense that they were being followed, that something dark and ancient had been awakened, and it wouldn't let them forget.